Hello? Andrew? Oh, boy. I knew this guy was going to mess up. Andrew, you there? Oh, well, I guess Andrew's not cooperating. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. This is the season premiere of the new Spam with Frank and Andrew. I don't know what's going on with Andrew. Again, this isn't our routine. This is just Andrew. He's just, I don't know. I can't. I'm running out of excuses for this guy. We're making. I tell him to do sound check at 7. He's busy at 7:30. We do sound check now. He's not on the air. I don't know. He's got more things going on than I can imagine. And now he's buzzing me. Yeah. Okay. All right. His computer crashed. Very good, Andrew. Very good. Very good start to the season. You're amazing. And I keep defending this guy over and over. And I'm the idiot. You know why? Because I'm a sucker. That's why I'm a sucker. He knows I'm a sucker because I give him compliments, and he hears me that I give him compliments. Yeah, but I'm a sucker. That's my problem. I'm a sucker. I should get rid of this guy. Everybody tells me get rid of him, but I'm a sucker. I got to put up with this every week. I had a great show planned, and now this. But forget it. But anyway, again, another week of what would the news be without Trump in the headlines? But none of his fault. It's just the fake mainstream media trying to keep their ratings going. Trump returned to Houston this week. He took a lot of selfies with all African Americans. The mainstream media narrative was that listen to this. If you heard all week, the mainstream media narrative was that Trump doesn't have that lacks the empathy. He lacks the empathy to empathize with the people from Texas. What does that mean? What is he? Are you calling him a sociopath? Because that's what a sociopath does. Lacks empty. Cannot feel. But again, they proved wrong because photo after photo came out. The videos came out. Trump mingling with all the people from Houston, people of all colors, age. He was kissing babies. Literally, he was kissing babies. It doesn't matter what color they are. Listen, I see. I don't see color. You know, I know people say. People say they don't see color. I don't see color. Listen, I was born in New York City. Since I was a tyke, everybody in my class was mixed. It doesn't matter. But the people who always see color and point that color, I think they're the ones with the problem. Honestly, if every day of your life all you see is color, then you're the one with the problem. Andrew, you there? This guy's the worst. Oh boy. So, and then just like on Twitter the other day, I got into a little Twitter war with somebody, and they're telling me, "Oh, you Trump supporters, you guys are blind." No, we're not blind. We can see very well. And because I pointed out that they swore in the new Surgeon General this week.
Frank.
Yeah, Andrew.
I'm here.
Andrew, you are the worst, man.
What? My computer crashed. What am I supposed to do?
You better not laugh. And shut the UCY thing because I hear the echo in the background.
What echo?
I hear the echo, Andrew. Shut the UCY. Lower the UCY.
Oh, the UC. I don't know how to do that.
Log off UCY. Don't have UCY on your computer. You don't need to look at the 3 people in the chat room.
I don't have UCY on right now. I think it's my headset.
All right. Yeah, your headset. It's your brain. Come on, man. Anyway, Yeah, Andrew. See again. You make me look like a fool. You don't understand. There's people messaging me saying Andrew this, Andrew that. Andrew's never going to change. I had to tell somebody. I had to tell Nick, the former co-host, that Andrew's born again, and I look like a fool. I look like an idiot.
I have the script at least.
Oh, well, wow. You're breathing. Like I said before, because I'm a sucker. That's why you think I'm a sucker.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm a sucker because I give you compliments.
Man, you're not a sucker, Frank. It's just that my.
What would happen? What would happen?
I'm in the wrong. Wrong.
What would happen if you did this at your job? You get fired.
All right, I get fired.
Anyway, all right, now, all right. Anyway, whatever. So, have you been listening to the last 5 minutes of the show at least?
You were talking about how people are annoying you about Trump again.
No. People that always see color. Everybody if you constantly talking about color and color and color and black and white, then you're the one with the problem. The people who constantly talk about color and see color. Like I said on Twitter, I got into this beef with this guy. He's because I tweeted out about the new Surgeon General. They swore the new Surgeon General this week, and he was an African American. He was married to a white woman, interracial couple.
Who cares?
I know, and I was being sarcastic. I said, "Here, more proof of Trump's white nationalist agenda." And they're like, oh yeah, how many minorities are in his cabinet?
Two.
And I'm like, who? I don't know. I'm not counting.
Three.
I'm not counting. I don't care. I'm not counting. I'm not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 Latinos, 3 Chinese. I'm not counting. It's the best person for the job. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then again, this week again, North Korea again back in the news. I keep making fun of them. I don't know. Listen, you can't tell me that this is real. That this Kim Jong Un, is he serious? I mean, he's playing with fire. He's gonna get wiped away. This guy's gonna get shot in the head. There's gonna be a picture of him, confirmed killed. They're gonna kill him.
It's probably going to be him falling off a helicopter, just like in the interview. Probably
this guy is testing nuclear bombs. This guy's you watch. If this is true, if this is just not propaganda, any day now when Congress is back now, you're gonna know in the middle of the night they're gonna invade North Korea.
They probably will. I mean, we invaded Iraq.
And it's going to be the Chinese. But anyway, the problem with that is it's not that of course we could beat them. It's what happens afterwards. Then what happens? Who stays there? Who gets to get the spoils of war? There's China, South Korea. But anyway, of course, I mentioned before about DACA. Or the hysteria going on all on the news, people trying to spread lies. But
DACA. You know where I was yesterday involving DACA?
Where?
West 57th and 5th Avenue by Trump Tower, because that's the bus
yeah. All the social justice warriors are out there. So anyway,
yes, they were blocking the street yesterday.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, the new segment, Andrew's top 5 NFL picks. It's called the 2-minute warning. Of course, then at 8:15 we'll have the weekly roundup of idiocy, and then at 8:30 we'll have the news, of course, and then I'll try and talk about this weekend. I attended James's wedding. For those of you who don't know, James he co-hosted a couple times this past summer in Andrew's absence. So
he may have to co-host again in 2 weeks.
Okay, well we'll see. If maybe I think he's on his honeymoon. I don't know if he's gonna be able to be bothered.
Well, I'm not going to be bothered in 2 weeks. I'm going back to Maryland.
Okay, Andrew. Oh wow. Oh, maybe the show will run smooth. We need. That's what it is. You know what? You know what it is. You need to really. You see, because you have job security with this radio thing, and you. I know. Listen, this is volunteer, but you love to do it. That I love to do it. But this is. Listen, how many out of all the people in the world who could host this hour, you're doing it, and I'm doing it. So, you should got to be professional.
Next week, I'm gonna make sure I fix my CPU.
All right, shut up and do your stupid top 5 NFL picks. God, it's Andrew's 2-minute warning.
Where's the soundbite?
Are you ready? Forget the soundbite. You're the soundbite.
There it is.
You're ready. Are you ready for your NFL picks?
I'm gonna be professional now.
Good.
Let me just get into the mood.
He's got
okay, so it's officially the start of a brand new NFL season.
Now, hold on a minute, real fast. Andrew gets to is picking 5 games for the upcoming week. He's going to do this every week, and he gets to choose either the spread or over and under. Now, Andrew, that means if it's +3, the team starts off 3 points. If it's -3, the team starts off the game losing 3 points. You understand?
All right.
So let's say the Owls are playing the Mice. Right?
That's too funny.
The Owls are favored by 3 over the Mice. So the Owls get -3. So that means the Mice begin the game leading 3-0. You understand? You understand? The underdog starts off the game with 3 points. Okay?
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially entering a brand new NFL season, and that officially means I can make my spread picks for the week of week 1. So here we go. Tomorrow night we have the defending champion New England Patriots taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I am taking the under. I like Kansas City. I'm going under 9 in this game. Now, my New York Giants will be playing the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is favored by 3.5 to win on Sunday night. But screw it. I am taking the New York Giants -3.5. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Green Bay Packers. I like the Seahawks in this game, so I'm going -3 for the Seattle Seahawks.
Now, I just want to say one thing. Starting next week, we're gonna then at the beginning of the segment, we're gonna review your picks, and we're gonna be keeping track. We're gonna keep tally.
I hope I'm right. Okay, so we have Oakland taking on Tennessee. Screw the spread. I'm actually going to pick the Titans -2, and I am taking a favorite team. I like the Saints. I am taking them +3.5 to beat the Minnesota Vikings.
All right. Okay. There you go. So there goes the S in Spam for Sports. We had people freaking out last week about sports, but that's okay.
Anyhow, one more quick thing. Tomorrow on Andy's Randomness, check out my NFL predictions for the upcoming season.
Oh, this guy's with the plugs already. You got to do the plugs at the end of this show.
Oh, I wanted to get that out before I cut off.
You see what how lucky you are. You get to give plugs out on the air, live on the air, even though there's probably 2 people listening, but that's okay.
That's why we have meetings.
All right. Anyway, so so let's the wedding. We talked about the wedding was real good. I'm real happy for James and his bride. She looked beautiful. The wedding was good, but it was just I had me personally. I had a nightmare getting there. It was far away. I had to take the bus. When I got to the bus stop, the bus was there was an accident with the bus. It was a 20-minute delay. Then I had to it was a 25-minute ride with the bus. Then I had to walk 10, 15 minutes in the rain, and I got there late. It was 8:30 already. It was started at 7, and everybody was drunk. And I don't drink. See, when you're sober, you get to see everybody drunk, and it's like you don't really have fun. But I don't know. It was okay. And then, of course, they had. Have you been to weddings recently, Andrew? Do you go to weddings?
Yes, my cousin Adam, he just got married way back in May up in upstate. So that's one example. I have been to a wedding recently.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't take it. There's loud music constantly.
Yes, there is.
You can't even rest for 5 seconds every minute. You got the usually an obnoxious MC.
Yes.
He's like 50 years old, and the MC's obnoxious. He's constantly telling you, "Hey, come on, everybody, get up! The bride of the groove, get the bride of the groove, clap for the bride of the groove." Every 10 seconds.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Come on, everybody,
that.
get on the dance floor. I was like, "Shut up!" It's like, oh my god. It's like, and of course, for my luck, I got seated right next to the. I was right in front of the speaker. The speaker was about 4 feet tall. It was.
Wait a minute. James placed you in front of the speaker?
Well, I'm sure he didn't know. He didn't make the arrangements. It wasn't only me. It was.
That's not a good.
It was a lot of people. It was just the logistics of the room, and it was crazy. And then every 5 minutes, it was, "Hey, come on, let's go. That's the Macarena, Macarena, Macarena." They're still playing.
Oh, jeez. My favorite song.
And you got, and then you have like all the drunk people dancing, and they're having real fun, and it's crazy. So like I guess when it's like mostly a white person wedding, so like I'm seeing color now, and usually there's one like black couple that it's funny to watch them, because it's like you want to, especially when they dance. But you know what? They're just as nerdy as everybody else. So
yeah, that's pretty much most of my family now.
it's crazy. But so yeah, no. Again, last time when James was on, everybody was like, "Oh, why are you making fun of James's marriage?" I'm not making fun of his marriage. It's just me. I just me and marriage and weddings don't mix.
Well, you don't have a girlfriend. I know.
It doesn't matter. I've had girlfriends. I've been close to getting engaged, and just
Ugh.
It's just I can never do that. And I spoke.
I'm thankfully young, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but I spoke to a female friend about James's wedding, and she agreed with me. She can't stand she can't stand loud music either.
Ooh, that's chemistry.
All right, chemistry. She lives very far away. But anyway, so Andrew, what you called? So yeah, I was talking about the mainstream.
And weren't you telling me that there was one song that got you annoyed before you move on?
And listen. After a while, they all sound alike.
Talking about Tayo Cruz.
Yeah, I know. Forget. I'm not going to play it now. It's just.
All right. You don't have to.
Yeah, so I was talking about before, Andrew, while you were rebooting your computer about
my CPU.
Last week, the mainstream media's talking points was that track lacks empathy. So here I queued up. Here's a Mark Dice video.
Yes, Mark Dice.
Here's a CNN reporter.
Jim, those words there show that the president is still very much learning on the job in terms of empathy, learning on the job in terms of how to react and relate to the individuals here.
And they have people chanting fake news.
We also saw President Trump after in Corpus Christi, Texas, when he was addressing supporters. He said this outside a fire station in Corpus Christi, Texas.
You're lying. Fake news.
Yeah. See, everybody knows people would chant fake news and they were lying. You got to see, like, I know people who are listening, they can't see this, but how could this reporter actually just sit there and just with a bold face, like, just look at the camera and say these things? I mean, do you think they actually believe it when they say it?
Well, they're the ones who are working for the Clinton News Network. And yeah, yes, they are the Clinton News Network.
But come on, come on. When these people were growing up in college, they had dreams of, becoming journalists. Come on, man. Is this really what their dream of, like, to get in front of the camera and just I couldn't do it. Like,
to deal with these obnoxious people, you mean?
No, I'm saying if I couldn't do it, if I was hired to be a reporter, if that was like my dream and my career, And then when I finally got hired, and they said, all right, do this report, and they would say, here, you got to say this, and like lie to people and say, oh yeah, like the president has no empathy. I'd say, listen, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I don't care how much money could they be getting? You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the media and let's just say you're working for CNN, you're subject to that because, quite frankly, a lot of the MAGA supporters, and yes, they are called MAGA supporters, they are the ones who are annoyed with the obstructionists.
Well, listen, let's not CNN they're just the poster boys for the fake news mainstream media.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a lot of MSNBC at night. All the talk shows, that's all they do. Every talk show, that's all they do. For 90 minutes, 60 minutes, all they do is make Trump jokes. They make jokes about his family. It's come on, man.
I completely agree. It's certainly annoying.
Like I couldn't
enough. He gets dragged into this.
Yeah, like I couldn't do that even on like this hour. Like I could every week. I couldn't talk about. Like I don't even want to talk about Trump all the time. Like, you know, it's like I try to like not.
Yeah,
talk.
I mean, it's like how I didn't want to talk about Obama all the time.
It's boring. Now listen to this, idiot.
Letter between Felix Sater and Cohen would be considered the bridge between Trump's own personal desires and the Kremlin. They're throwing all of their effort behind him. We'd be talking impeachment this week. You idiots have been talking about impeachment every day since President Trump was sworn into office back in January. So much so that even Nancy Pelosi is telling you to stop because you're looking like morons. Here's CNN's little Brian Stelter assuring his audience that they haven't forgotten about the Trump-Russia conspiracy theories and promising to keep coming up with more.
Is the Trump and Russia story over? Like the biggest stars on Fox News claim?
You see what I mean? How can he sit there with a straight face and say that?
Or is it very much ongoing?
It's just
the
ridiculous.
Say it's very much ongoing.
I've had enough of these morons.
And listen,
stop it, MSNBC. Just stop it already.
And I want to say, they must think that the public is so stupid. I mean, only like a couple of months ago, those undercover videos came out of the CNN producer admitting. He didn't know he was getting recorded. It was a hidden camera that he basically said that the president he's totally right to be mad that it's all fake and they're just doing it for the ratings. Then they had
it's all fake news.
They're
just looking for attention.
Listen, he admitted it. Listen, if anybody is listening and you think I'm kidding or I'm lying, go to Project Veritas. That's a website. That's the website that obtained the undercover video. They obtained the video. They recorded the CNN producer. He was there. He's a big producer there. He's been there 15 years. And then they got Van Jones undercover video, and he said the famous.
Another guy I want to throw up at.
The famous quote. He said, the Trump Russia thing is a nothing burger. I mean, it's 8 months, and you got to hear these idiots, these crazed people. They're drunk on fake news. Oh yeah, Mueller's coming for what? You don't think if there was something like they would announce it already? Give me a break. Oh my God. But
it's just enough that I can take and what you can take, and pretty much every Trump supporter doesn't want to see how CNN and all those other morons at MSNBC just constantly coming up with all Russian conspiracy theories. The other outlets are not talking about it.
Let's move on. We're digging into the ground. But anyway, now the main focus of the last few days has been DACA, the Dreamer Act. And before we get on here, I found a link to the Homeland Security, and I'm going to read it. It says, frequently asked questions, rescission of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA. And this was released September 5th, 2017. It's not my opinion. This is what the official government thing. Question number 1. Why is DHS phasing out DACA program? Okay. And it says, taking into consideration the federal court rulings and ongoing litigation and the September 4th, 2017 letter from Attorney General, it is clear the program should be terminated. As such, the acting Secretary of Homeland Security rescinded June 15, 2012. Yes, that was when Obama did that. Memorandum established the DACA program. Please see Attorney General's letter and acting Secretary of Homeland Security. That's Miller, I think his name is. And okay, question 2: what is going to happen to current DACA holders? Answer: current DACA recipients will be permitted to retain both the period of deferred action and their employment authorization documents, EADs, until they expire. Stop that, Andrew.
My bad.
Unless terminated or revoked. DACA benefits are generally valid for 2 years from the date of issuance. So you see, people are not going to get deported. Nobody's getting deported. Okay, it's mostly this thing is mostly a deterrent, and plus Trump is giving Congress 6 months to pass it, put it into law. See, that's the thing; it's not into law, and even Obama. I'm going to play a clip. Even Obama, when
Yeah,
Obama,
you told me earlier that it was temporary, right?
yeah, when Obama, what you call it, he said it in his speech.
All right, play the clip.
Yeah, I am. Hold on a minute. This is from Obama, 2012, when he announced the program. Okay, and listen to his words. These aren't my words. I'm not fudging the.
Oh, let me be clear.
Yeah.
The Department of Homeland Security is taking steps to lift the shadow of deportation from these young people. Over the next few months, eligible individuals who do not present a risk to national security or public safety will be able to request temporary relief from deportation proceedings and apply for work authorization. Now, let's be clear. This is not amnesty. This is not immunity. This is not a path to citizenship. It's not a permanent fix. This is a temporary stopgap measure that lets us focus our resources wisely while giving a degree of relief and hope to talented, driven, patriotic young people. It is the right thing to do.
They're heckling him.
It's not time for questions, sir.
Sir,
not while
get
I'm
away from
speaking.
me.
Precisely because this is temporary. Congress.
Okay, temporary, and basically
Temporary, sure.
Listen, all that is, it's temporary because Congress needs to pass it into law. It's because it's not law. And it's basically all it is. It's buying people time. That what he was doing. It was buying people. He was buying illegal immigrants a little time. You heard what he said. It's not amnesty. It's not a path to citizenship. It's just basically to keep for people to keep working so they don't get deported. It's just yeah. It's a 2 minute. They were giving a 2-year reprieve, and nobody's gonna. It's nobody. These people, the fake news, and the governor of New York, the brother of Andrew Cuomo, whose brother works for CNN. So that tells you a lot. Oh my God, I wanted to vomit today. He actually had the audacity to go up and he actually said that this is a war on immigration, and it's a war on brown people, not white people, not on brown immigrants, not white immigrants. Oh my God, this guy, he should be arrested just for saying that. That's sedition. He's
That's basically triggering the protesters.
Yeah, that's sedition. And not only that, he's defying the president, and he's defying the law. Forget the president; he's defying the laws, and he's not going to enforce this. Listen, you know what happens if me or you or anybody out there listening doesn't follow the law? You go to jail.
We get handcuffed.
It doesn't matter if you're the governor. If you are an elected official, that is your job to faithfully execute the law. That's what you see.
And if Andrew Cuomo doesn't want to, then there's consequences.
Listen, real quick. This is how it works. Congress makes the law. Okay? Congress makes the law. The job of the president is to faithfully execute the law. The president's job is to make sure that the laws are being enforced.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what Trump's doing. He's executing the law. And if you don't like the law, tough. You don't get
Exactly. Don't stand in the middle of 57th Street getting in my way protesting.
You don't get to pick which law you like, or you like this law this week, you like this law next week. You can't cherry pick laws. The law is the law, and if you think it's not moral, it's not fair, tough. What you do is maybe if you really feel that strong, try running for Congress, and maybe you could try changing the law. But until then, you have to follow the law, or you are a lawbreaker. All right. Anyway, so we're running a little late, God, Andrew. It's 8:32. It's time for the news. We got a lot of news to cover.
All right. I will now read the headlines for this week. May God save Florida.
Oh boy.
I really mean this. Mass evacuations in the state as Irma is expected to make landfall. Mass evacuations are underway today after Hurricane Irma slammed into the Caribbean with 185-mile-per-hour winds as aid agencies brace for a major humanitarian response. America's National Hurricane Center said Hurricane Irma had straightened into a dangerous Category 5 hurricane as it made its first landfall in islands of the northeastern Caribbean on a path that could take it to the United States. Thousands of panic buying.
What's that, Andrew?
Causing thousands to start panic buying and preparing to evacuate. Oh. This morning.
It's the end of the world.
Well, if you're in Key West, you're screwed. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, listen. It's hurricane season. It's normal. These people know what to expect, so they shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, don't be surprised when Key West is literally wiped off the map.
No,
it may
it's
be.
not going to be wiped off the map.
I hope not. All right, so going back on topic. This morning, the eye of the potentially catastrophic hurricane, estimated to be the size of France.
Oh.
They also said it was big as Ohio.
Oh, I'm scared.
Drew Carey. Last Barbuda, just hours after officials warned people to seek protection from Irma's onslaught in a statement that closed with, "May God protect us all."
Could they put any more scary adjectives in this article? Catastrophic onslaught. The eye as big as France. It's weather porn. It's fear porn. Weather fear porn.
Frickin' porn. Oh, boy.
Heavy rain, howling winds, most powerful ever recorded in the Atlantic Ocean.
Stay tuned to the Weather Channel for continuing coverage.
Oh my God! It's like the Irma is this monster from the deep.
All right, let me continue reading. Heavy rain and howling winds from the hurricane, measured as the most powerful ever recorded in the Atlantic, also ranked Antigua, sending debris flying as people huddled in their homes or government shelters.
There's all these social justice stories that now they're claiming that all these hurricanes are climate change. No, what did you just read?
And they're also claiming that it's sexist to name the storm.
Yeah, forget the most powerful storm ever recorded. What, in the last 50 years? That's when they started recording these.
Actually, 100. I did my research.
Andrew, it's unreliable. Up until we had satellite, reliable satellite technology, nothing counts. It's about 45, 50 years. What? Who stood in the Atlantic Ocean and measured the wind?
Maybe some crazy, insane person.
No.
I don't know.
It's 45 years. It's the most powerful hurricane in the last 50 years. Recorded history.
Well, thankfully, it's not going to hit New York, I'm hoping.
It will probably get some rain. Anyway, good. Let's.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying next week.
Probably.
Anyhow. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Oh, here we go. The French island Saint. I can't even read this. Saint Barthélemy?
What?
It's so hard to read this word.
Saint Barthélemy.
Oh, okay. Barthélemy and Saint Martin, there we go, have also been hit this morning.
So they're still standing. So
President Trump declared emergencies in Florida, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands.
he's not. He lacks the empathy, Andrew.
Who? President?
Yeah, he lacks empathy. He doesn't feel sadness for the people.
And authorities in the Bahamas said that they would evacuate the residents of 6 islands at the southern end of the island chain.
Yeah, these are all rich people, by the way. Billionaires.
The experts are saying that this storm is now powerful. It is registering on devices designated to detect earthquakes.
Wow.
Oh, that's shocking.
All right, we got the idea. We got the idea. It's a devastating earthquake. All right, let's go. Let's move on to the next story.
All right, just want to quickly read this part before I move on. A mandatory evacuation is underway in the Florida Keys.
Yeah, get out.
Declared by Governor Rick Scott. All right, so next story, and this is involving North Korea in a way. China's military practices for a surprise attack over the sea near Korea. The Chinese Air Force has carried out exercises near the Korean Peninsula, practicing to defend against a surprise attack coming over the sea, the Chinese state media reported.
Oh, wow.
I'm not surprised that they're doing this.
Now, listen, China is North Korea's closest ally, and look, they're preparing to they don't even trust North Korea now. What does that tell you? And this guy, Kim,
what they need to do is stop trading with each other.
Yeah, I know, but the money talks. If China stopped trading with North Korea, they would dry up. But go ahead, continue.
All right. Says here an anti-aircraft defense battalion carried out the exercises.
Andrew, can you put a little energy?
An anti-aircraft defensive battalion carried out
What's the matter? You had a hard day at work today?
No, it's just that my room was hot and I had to put the ceiling fan on.
All right, good. Come on.
I'm not wasting air conditioning.
If you don't get excited, how is everybody else supposed to get excited?
Okay, it says that the battalion carried out the exercises earlier on Tuesday near the Bohai Sea.
Bohai.
Oh boy, the Chinese can't even make me pronounce things correctly. The innermost gulf of the Yellow Sea that separates China from the peninsula, an official military website, www.81.cn reported. Troops traveled to the site from.
Can you order Chinese food from that website?
I was just thinking about that.
I'm getting hungry. Good.
I don't know. Chinese food doesn't keep you full. Troops traveled to the site from central China before immediately beginning drills to fend off the surprise attack, simulating real battle. The troops' rapid response capabilities and actual combat levels have officially been tested, it said.
Oh, whoa.
It was the first time certain weapons, which it did not identify, had been used to shoot down low-altitude targets coming over the sea, said 81CN, without elaborating.
Of course, it's secret. They're not going to
tell you anything.
Right. That's smart.
The Defense Ministry did not immediately respond to a fax request for comment. Fax? Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah. Like what? Oh boy, these people using faxes in 2017. No wonder why you.
It's bad enough. Okay. It's bad enough that where I work, we have fax machines, but they're rarely used.
Yeah, that's why they didn't get.
Does China use fax all the time?
No, that's why they didn't get a response. Whoever this reporter was, they faxed a request for comment. They didn't get a response because they unplugged the fax machine 15 years ago.
Oh boy, no wonder we all use emails now and Facebook messages. Okay, what else? The exercise came days after North Korea carried out its 6th and largest nuclear test of an advanced hydrogen bomb, and there is mounting concern internationally that the country plans more weapon tests, possibly of a long-range missile.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Well, again, I am keeping an eye on North Korea, but
Yeah, keep
with
an
this
eye.
hurricane madness like they did with Harvey, you know what channel I'm watching?
Yes.
Fox News.
Yes. Okay, let's move on.
All right. So I want to read this out because this is interesting. There was more interesting details revealed about Hillary Clinton's new book, What Happened. And she blasted former Vice President Joe Biden for saying that the Democrats didn't address middle class during the 2016 presidential campaign.
She's throwing everybody under the bus.
And she also threw Uma Abedin under the bus.
Okay,
as well.
everybody.
All right, so let me read this out. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton criticized former Vice President Joe Biden in her new book, What Happened, for his assessment that Democrats did not focus on the middle class during last year's race. The former Democratic presidential nominee, defeated by President Trump, writes that she found Biden's comments remarkable given his own campaigning for her, in which he talked about what she would do for the middle class.
Yeah, nothing. She said she would cut taxes for the middle class. That's all she said.
Obtained by her news network, CNN, which it should be at this point, Joe Biden said the Democratic Party last year did not talk about what it always stood for, and that was how to maintain a lingering middle class.
Yeah, all they talked about was Trump's a racist, Trump's a xenophobe, Trump's a Islamophobe.
Oh, you mean the speech that she gave to her donors?
Yeah,
racist, sexist, homophobic,
yeah.
Anybody,
half of the Trump voters are deplorables. That's what they talked about.
I am not a deplorable.
Okay, come on, move on.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I just feel miserable every time she says that. Anyhow, I find this very remarkable considering that Joe himself campaigned for me all over the Midwest and talked plenty about the middle class, she continued.
Yeah, hold on. I got a soundbite of an interview she did about Joe Biden.
Is not okay, I thought. It was the second presidential debate, and Donald Trump was looming behind me.
Oh, no.
2 days before, the world heard him brag about groping women. Now we were on a small stage, and no matter where I walked, he followed me closely, staring at me, making faces.
She was blown kisses.
It was incredibly uncomfortable. He was literally breathing down my neck.
Hillary,
my skin crawled.
Come back to my room.
It was one of those moments where you wish you could hit pause and ask everyone watching, well, what would you do? Do you stay calm, keep smiling, and carry on as if he weren't repeatedly invading your space? Or do you turn, look him in the eye, and say loudly and clearly, back up, you creep, get away from me. I know you love to intimidate women, but you can't intimidate me, so back up.
See,
that would have been good TV.
See, that's what her campaign was about. About sexism.
That might have helped her win the election.
No,
at
what
the
do you
time.
mean? No, that's what she banked on it, but clearly nobody cared about. Just because she's.
I forgot about the email. That would have screwed her last second.
That's what her campaign was about. About Trump was a sexist, misogynist, and he invaded her space. She needed a safe space. It's a debate,
and she wants her coloring book.
Yeah. And notice all her voters, those iconic pictures of all her voters crying, basically almost having a nervous breakdown. Give me a break. You know what that is? That's called you're brainwashed. They would be brainwashed. But anyway, so yeah, she threw everybody under the bus. She even threw
freaking Hillary Clinton.
She threw Comey, FBI Director Comey under the bus, when he actually lied and embarrassed himself and ruined his reputation and his honor, when he exonerated her when she was clearly guilty of sin. She blamed Putin, and she even, you know what? And I read today.
Putin.
She even blamed Bernie Sanders. She blamed Bernie Sanders for starting.
And Uma Abedin and Anthony Weiner.
You know what she blamed Bernie Sanders for? That she's blaming him for starting the crooked Hillary. Hillary rigs the election. She steals the election. She does the six coin flips in a row to steal the election. Bernie Sanders gets he wins the votes, but then they take the votes away from him because they do the super PACs, whatever, the delegates, the super.
Yeah, but do you realize that if Bernie Sanders was president, we would end up like Venezuela right now?
Oh my God! Oh, thank God! So I thank God. Oh Lord, I'm gonna say a prayer right now. Lord Jesus Christ, I want to thank you right now for pulling it out and making Donald Trump win the election. Thank you. I'm going to be a good boy for the rest of the year. All right,
listen, I would have voted any Republican other than Hillary and Bernie last second.
No, that was the plan. It was supposed to be. I told you how many times did I tell you the grand plan was for Jeb Bush to be the president. Jeb Bush is supposed to be the president right now. Not Hillary, not Trump. Jeb Bush. But like I said,
I would have voted McMullen then.
Our Lord, Savior Jesus Christ, whoever you pray to, Allah, Buddha, thank you.
What's the Jewish one? I forgot.
Yahweh, God, the God of God.
Probably
the God of Abraham. All right,
it's probably Lord. It's Lord. I forgot.
Okay, let's move on to the next story.
I couldn't help it.
Okay, very good. Let's move on to the next story.
All right, Chris, quickly to mention the book that she wrote. What happened?
Don't forget her book. Don't promote her book. I hope her book
will be released this Tuesday.
He's got to do it. Don't buy her book. Let it sit on the shelves. Like that heifer needs more money from book sales. Okay, let's move on to the next story.
All right. Screw Barnes and Noble. Okay, let me read this. Let's skip this one. Hang on. Okay, I got another one.
No, read this. What's the matter? You can't read?
I don't know. It's very hard to make out the story.
This article is called Lactatia Works Montreal at the Drag Race Show. This is a disturbing article. It's about an 8-year-old boy who has become a drag queen.
Drag queen? What is?
Yeah, a drag queen. Yeah, an 8-year-old boy dresses up as a girl, as a woman with makeup. Okay, read the story. You'll
he's a transgender?
No, he's a cross-dresser.
Okay.
An 8-year-old boy. Gotta read the story. This is the world we live in right now.
Oh, all right. I will read it
quickly.
I missed the hype and wondered during a brand new season of RuPaul's Drag Race as we wait to see the inevitable crowning of top contender Shea Coulee. Let's be honest, she got this. Some of the biggest stars from seasons past came through Montreal this past weekend on the Wreck the World tour. I'm spelling wreck R-E.
No, work. It's called it's work.
Work. Okay, W-E-R-G. Presented by Voss Events and Theater Barry.
Read. Get to the good parts. Andrew? Oh,
right.
Boy. Yeah, I'm here. Okay.
What happened?
I don't know. Get to the good parts.
What part do you want me to read?
Get to the part where Bianca herself said.
Bianca herself said, even though Ginger Minge is your favorite, you're my explicit favorite.
Fucking favorite.
Okay, fucking favorite. I forgot we're not being regulated. Okay, a family that drags together stays together. Famous words from one more famous queens, RuPaul herself, and a mantra that has been taken to the heart of the McClellan Golden family. I guess this is what people in Canada like?
Yeah, okay. Get to the part of Lactatia. Lactatia. This 8-year-old boy, he named himself. He renamed himself Lactatia. That's his drag name. Listen, I this is so disturbing.
Thank God I don't live in Canada.
This is so disturbing. I get disturbed when they show those when they have those shows with the little girls that they dress them up as they put makeup on them and they have beauty contests with 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds, which I think is borderline child abuse and pedophilia, and that just shows you the mothers, the parents of these people who put their kids in this situation, because they have to live through their children, because they didn't get to be the prom queen, so now their children could be the prom queen. Again, this is disgusting. God, I'm sorry, Andrew, you're right. You should have moved on. Let's go to the next story quickly.
Yes, please, because this is ridiculous. Richard Branson refuses to leave Necker Island as Irma threatens to strike. Oh boy, I actually have Virgin Mobile. This is a good one. Virgin Mobile boss Mr. Branson said he would not leave the island he owes to escape the Hurricane Ira storm, which is the largest on record we read earlier.
Just imagine. Just think about that. This guy, he's so entitled. He's a billionaire. He owns the island, and he's not going to leave the island because he thinks things don't apply to him.
Oh, jeez. If you're Richard Branson, you're such an ingrate then.
Okay, continue.
Okay, let me continue reading here. We have, writing on his blog, the boss said, the devastation that hurricanes can cause could not be overstated. Generally speaking, we have one hurricane in the British Virgin Island around every 10 years. Fortunately, most of them trip north of us, but this one is coming straight for us, with the eye of the storm heading straight for Necker, Mosquito Island, and Virgin Gorda. Obviously, things could not change. Hopefully they do, as a Category 5 hurricane hasn't hit the BVI full-on before.
Oh, well, he's crossing his fingers hoping it'll just pass the island. I hope they never hear from this guy again. I hope this guy is never heard from again, this billionaire.
Oh, boy. These incompetent people, Frank.
And of course, he has to end his blog by saying the hurricane is caused by climate change.
Oh, great! He's another SJW.
Yeah. See, liberalism is a mental disorder. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it affects. All right, come on, let's move on. We're running out of time. Move on to the next story.
All right, I will read this one, but one quick note. Yes, I agree. It is a mental disorder. Michael Savage and Mark Dice have said that. Anyhow, college creates hashtag, am I reading this right? Get woke syllabus to fight the president?
Yeah. This is what's going on in American universities now. They're not universities. They're re-education camps now.
Because they're training SJWs.
Yeah, go ahead. Read the story. Tell the people.
All right. So let's see what the SJWs are up to. Pollack College recently published a hashtag Get Woke syllabus in an effort to encourage students to familiarize themselves with the anti-Trump resistance movement, aka the SJW movement. The syllabus, called hashtag Get Woke Activism and Organizing During 45 syllabus, was created by the school's diversity office for its upcoming Get Woke lecture series, providing a general overview of white supremacy, fascism, racism, and nation state. Oh. How many times do I have to hear about stories like these?
Well, that's what they do in re-education camps. They keep drilling the same talking points and terms until you get brainwashed.
And they're probably brainwashed by, yet again, the fake news.
Maybe even worse.
Oh, no. How much more of this I can read?
God, we got 2 minutes left. Go to another story.
Okay, let me see what else. Oh, this is a funny one. Student who mocked ISIS in Facebook posts is investigated for Islamic phobia. A student who mocked ISIS on Facebook is being investigated over claims that his post put minority students at risk in a state of panic and fear.
Oh my God.
A 21-year-old. Wait, what are you gonna say, Frank?
No, good.
A 21-year-old third-year law student named Robbie Tavares is being paroled by the University of Edinburgh over claims that he committed a hate crime, even though no criminal investigation by the police is taking place.
Oh, this is the world we live in. See, the American universities tell you to resist the president of the United States, and they tell you the president is racist. And then in England, they're locking people up for just putting posts on Facebook.
But I thought terrorists don't represent Islam.
Yeah, you're right. What happened? I thought whenever there's
they represent extremism.
Yeah, when there's a terrorist, they tell you it doesn't represent Islam. So what's ISIS? Aren't they terrorists? So they technically don't. They're not Islamic. See, they don't know what they
represent jihadism.
Yeah, they talk out of both sides of the mouth. So yeah, so at American universities, they're indoctrinating the students to resist the president of the United States, and then in England, you can't even talk bad about terrorists, ISIS, killers.
Before we go off the air, we have 1 more minute left. I just quickly want to mention today the WFAN morning show host Craig Carton was arrested earlier this morning for duping investors out of a $5.6 million to cover his staggering gambling debts. He screwed people basically selling them over-the-counter tickets for popular concerts like Katy Perry and Lady Gaga. He duped investors out of tons of money and today went to federal court to face charges in Manhattan.
I wish
WFAN has no more comment regarding this issue.
Yeah, he's fine. All right, Andrew, we made it through another episode. Thank God. Where do they follow you on Twitter?
At Andy's Randomness. My Snapchat is Andrew Sports Fan, and that's basically it, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week, 8 to 9. And again, Andrew better get his act together.
Believe me, next week I am fixing my CPU.
Okay.
This is Ozzy Skateboard.